Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. Somebody sent me this logo, and it's pretty fuzzy. And when they traced it, they get some wonky lines and everything. And this is their version. I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. So here's their logo, and you can see by the bounty box. And it's small already, so I don't have to do anything to it. I'm going to set my nudge factor to only like 4 inches. And as always, well, you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to take with it selected, I'm going to take my crop tool and I'm going to crop out some of it. And then as always, I make a duplicate of it and move it over. That way I can use the colors when I redo this. So now I'm going to take the first one. I'm going to go to Trace Bitmap, Outline Trace Clip Art that I use 99% of the time. And I'm going to say okay. And I'm going to nudge it over here. Now it's pretty good, but you can see it's terrible in a way. This is pretty easy. So we're going to go, and I'm going to do the bottom. The cougar is surprisingly good. We need to take out some things in the eyeball, but the circle, I would maybe redraw the circles, and we can do that very easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to Object, and I'm going to group, and I'm going to ungroup it. And then I'm going to take it all, and I'm going to left click, right click. And for the one I'm doing it for, drawing hairlines, it'll be a lot easier. I'm going to change that right now because I'm going to do it a lot. So I'm going to hit F12 on the keyboard, go up to graphic, and just change it. And I'm going to leave it black. That's fine. Now, I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool, set on black, or really any color. I'm going to fill in the H and move it down, the O, C, K, E, Y. This is a lot better, cleaner version of the letters. They're pretty good. Now I am going to select it all, and I'm going to left click, no fill, right click, outline. And that's in the settings, so I'm not going to worry about it. Make it back to a hairline. You can see so much more abruptness, or I can, when it's a hairline. And you could work on this for a long time or just a little bit. I'm going to take away those two nodes. I'm going to take away those two nodes. And you could fix this. Whenever you see repetitive nodes in a corner, they don't need to be there. Now, I'd really have to look at the original logo. Yeah, see, they're pretty much square corners. So you can very easily do that. It's a little bit harder because it's on this arch. But we're going to get the shape tool, and we're going to select these two, and we're going to right click and make them, okay, they're already aligned. I don't know that they're going to align because they're on that curve. Let's line them horizontally. Yeah, see, it's not going to work because they're on a curve. They're on like a text to path. But we can, move things down individually and move this down, try to get them a little bit squarer. You can move this up. Okay. What happened there is let me back up, and let me take this and select these two. Right click your mouse and turn them into a line. And then when you do that, this would be one of the cases that you would maybe, here's the logo. And see, I did not move, I nudged. Now I'm going to go take this logo and go to the object, order back a page, so I can hopefully see my lines. No, there they are. I forgot I did the O. Let me take the logo and go and make it a little transparent. I hit the transparency docker. This thing's hard to see, but once you do it, you can see it. Okay. Now I can see my outline and have a little bit more idea on where these parts go. Like here's a bad spot. So I'm just going to delete those two nodes, 3 nodes, select them, right click, turn them into a line. unselect them and bring that one node up. Well, sometimes Corel does that. And see, you could, this is going to be a little more difficult because it's on an arch. It would almost be better to take the whole thing and right click and turn it into a line, because they are, now we messed that up right there, but we can very easily add a node by double clicking. And depending on how big this logo is or how many you're going to print, is how long I'm going to work, or you're going to work on it. Because that looks pretty good. I mean, I would work on each letter. See, that's just a little bit, we're throwing a wrench in the deal because it's on this curve. Now the O, remember it had those parts? We probably need to add a node right there and a node right there, and right click, turn those into a line to get them back to where, okay, I'm going to do the same thing. There are no straight lines in this, or curved lines. So I'm going to put them to a line. I right click to turn everything into a line. And then you could very easily move that node over there. And I think the outside is pretty good. And this, I would take away these nodes in the middle. And we must have missed that one. So I'm going to right click, turn everything into a line again. You see, that's a lot better. And then you got to think about, we want to be outside that line, or outside the gray part. And you know what? That might have a little bit of chamfer to it too. Now that I look at that, let's go back. See, that's why I made a copy. Yeah, they got a little bit of a chamfer. So what we could try to do here is to take the rectangle tool. And once again, it's going to be hard because it's on this tilt. Get it pretty, I must not have changed this line. So take it and put it in this box. We're really pretty good, but what I would do, before we do anything else, I'm going to go right here and chamfer the corners, and I'm just going to start, look at that, just one click, did a pretty good job. Now I can take this whole thing and go up to object and convert it to a curve so we can move those things around. And I would strongly suggest maybe just, well, let's move this one here, and then this one here, and then this one here. The chamfering didn't do too much for us because we're on that curve. Let me just delete that original line. Okay. I had to click off of the logo. Nope, that's not what I want. This is a little, so with nothing selected, try to grab that line. Whoop. Okay, when that's that hard, nudge it out of the way. You know what? I'm going to have to go break the curve apart. Get that line. Now I nudge this way down here, so I'm just going to nudge it back. And then just kind of play with your nodes. You know, I could have added nodes, and it might have been just as easy to add nodes to the corner. And I'm going to say it one more time, and then I won't say it anymore. The more difficult part is the part because it's on a curve. And then to see, same thing, maybe add a node right there, right click, turn these into a line, delete that one. Whoop. I had them all selected. Delete that one. And I think everything else, well, let's do the E. He can take it from here, I think. Add a node, I'll tell you what, let's select it all, right click, turn it into a line, and that'll help you do this. Maybe delete that node. Right click, turn these into a line. And then you could see the copy that's basically underneath is a big help. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time, like add a node there, right click or select, right click, turn them into a line. And then when you do that, I'm going to get rid of that node. And then you can move this one over. Okay, these aren't a line, so right click, turn them into, this would be one of those things you'd want to make everything a line to start with. This is what I probably should have done. That's kind of, looks like I'm following the line, but that's not very good looking. And whenever you have trouble, moving something with nothing selected, just remember the 4 inches, make it 0.01. That might be still too big, but it can help you nudge. Yeah, 0.01 is still a lot, but you could, let's go, so select nothing, so it'll come up 0.001. Let's zoom in here. We can probably see if it was a straight font, and not on this curve. Now, after all that, I didn't even use the nudge, but I'm going to nudge that just a little bit. See, it's hard to move, or hard for me to move that stuff so little. Right, click on your line, right click, turn it into okay, it is a line. And then just move that up. And you might want to move this one back. You see, it's so, this one definitely needs to be a line. So let's right click, turn them into a line. See how much better that looks? I'm almost through, folks, I guarantee. And then once I got that, I'd go ahead and delete that node. And see, this is probably a straight line. I'm going to delete these nodes, grab both those and right click, turn them into a line. Whoop, I broke them apart, because that's normally what I do when I do this. I break things apart. So that looks pretty good. Now let's take our logo. Let's go back to 4 inches. So if your nudge doesn't show up, it's because you've got something selected. And let's move our logo out of the way. So let's say we worked on this 10 more minutes and we got it exactly the way we want it. What I would do is take it now and make it red and group it together. Because I'm going to try and bring this back to full color because I want those color. The contour tool won't do it if it's not grouped around. Go to effects and contour. We're going to contour just like 0.001. A little bitty contour. That might not be enough. No, it's not. Let's go 0.01. We want just a little bit of a contour. That's a little bit too much. Let's go 0.015. That's good. That's what we want. Now go to object and break the contour part. Now take this outside contour, and you have it because it's black. And now let's go 0.03 to the outside. That's too much. 0.02. And we'll kind of look and see the contour. If these things aren't square, the contour is not going to be square. So like the ones that we did, and we're going to have to contour that center part. Like right here, they're a little bit off, so the contour is a little bit off. But just for real quick, we're going to go and break the contour apart. grab our shape tool and just delete those two nodes. And then, I mean, there's a bunch of problems with the text. Actually did a lot quicker and a lot better job. See, like right here, you know, that's a whoop-de-doo, what I call. Okay, we have to go, that was another contour, so click on it, object, ungroup it, and now we have this. I don't mind whoop-de-doos, they're pretty easy to get rid of. Just select, delete those two nodes, right-click, turn them into a line. Whoop, turn them into a line. See, that's not too bad. Now, let's say we've cleaned it all up and we're happy. The colors, we can actually bring this over, and and first of all, we need to contour the inside, this part here. We're gonna contour the inside, that 0.005, break the contour apart. And if we grab the center one, it's gonna be black, and we're gonna contour to the inside again, 0.02. That's too much. Let's just go 0.01 on the middle one. Okay, now we have our colors. Let's keep them close. I'm gonna get the Smart Fill tool, get the eyedropper, and let's do the blue first. Okay, and then there's like an off yellow. It's really hard to see, but it's not white, it's like an off yellow. So I'm gonna get my Smart Fill tool, get my eyedropper, and get that pale yellow. Now, I can move around without worrying about some things, but as soon as I go back to my Smart Fill, I'll have that pale yellow. So I'm gonna zoom in, pale yellow, right there. And you can't really tell it yet until we put a background on it. And some of the letters are going to be connected, like right here. So, well, maybe they're not on the Smart Fill. Okay, and see up here really messed up because I hadn't fixed that yet. Now, did we get the pale yellow? Yeah. Now we're going to take that gold and take the Smart Fill tool and get the eyedropper and get that gold. Let's go down here and make sure we get a good gold. What's nice about the Smart Fill tool, you can click off of it and you still have, see, that looks like it actually looks more green than gold. And he can change the colors. Now let's look at it with a background. Let's make it light blue. Object, order, back a page. I'd be very happy with it if we would clean up, you know, everything like we did the first letters. Now you want to look at it like the A is the same thing as inner. Well, the A, we did the hockey part. So now let's take our box away and let's group this together. Control G. And this is the one we did, so I'm going to nudge it down. You see that this cougar looks good. Tell you what, I'm going to make part 2. I don't like my videos that long. Good people lose interest. There you go. And just stay for real quickly. We'll do part 2 and I'll show you how to do this. Hope that helped. Thank you for watching.